Ah, for frig's sakes. How's it going today, guys? Fed with a yellow feed bale, so they're happy. They were grained and got a fresh hay bale. They were grained. They're still cleaning up on their grains. But anyway, came to the barn this morning and found this. And it's like, frig. The post was loose for the last couple years. But last night, either somebody hit it or it just said, okay, I'm done. We're rotten enough and it's time to break off in the wind. And this is what we found this morning. So we gotta put the post in the exact same spot. So I gotta dig around. CP's just gone to get a chain and my hole clean out and a couple of tools for me. But we'll remove this section with the upper broken part. Then I got to dig down around the old part of the post in the ground, get a chain on it, pop him out of the ground. I got another post, so I'm not going to bother putting a railroad tie in here. I'm just going to put a post. I don't really have any old railroad ties that are worth a damn. So I got that post and we'll pop him in and we'll tamp him down and then rebuild the fucking corral. Simple, right? Just time consuming. Anyway, let's get after it. There, that's better. Post is in, good and solid. And this time we put 3 rails here. Before there was only 2. Because as lots of you'll know, when we're loading cattle out, we bring our load out chute and we butt it up against this post. So this is kind of a high pressure zone. So, but basically all those rails along this side and at least 50% of the slabs are garbage and the rails are basically hooched, they're rotted out. So we're gonna have to rebuild this section for sure eventually. Right, boss? Yep. Okay, I got 1 bale to feed. Well, 2. I'll dump them 2 so I don't have to do it right away. And then we'll see what happens after that. So we'll talk to you guys later. Morning, everybody. I don't know if you can make that out in the camera or not, but it is raining. So far in the last 3 days, we've had 4.5 mils of rain. I got to feed 4 bales here yet this morning to those 2 groups over there. We're basically a week. We got to get through a week and we can get rid of 35 pairs. So corral is all standing still, so that's a positive. And the other day I had made a comment about having a meeting about some extra pasture that might have came available, and yeah, it came available, but over the past 4 days now, the guy has had a change of plans and he's not going to rent any of it out to anyone, he says. He wants to do some horse trading where we're breaking ground and then trade it for pasture rental, and I was all for that, but I don't know if he didn't like my price to come in with the disc and break some old hayland up that's on the quarter / old pasture or what. But anyway, they decided they're not going to do anything until next year, which, okay, fine, that's fine by me. So yeah, I might have an option of having 80, 90 acres worth of pasture possibly for next year. Then again, they're the owners, so who knows what they'll do, right? So they might just go and buy some of their own cows and put their own animals on it, and that's fine, because they are the owners and they want to try and make the land work for them as best they can, right? Anywho, so yeah, we still got 35 pairs that we're gonna haul out basically in a week. These girls are done their second heat cycle, and I believe everybody is caught. The bull hasn't been chasing anybody now for 2 days, so those girls are just coming into their second heat cycle. So we'll see what happens, more so next week. But I'm sure it'll all be fine. Anyways, like I said, I got some 4 bales I gotta feed out there yet, so I'll get on the ball with that, and we'll see what happens with after we're done. Talk to y'all later. It's still drizzly rainy. What the? You some bitch.
I love me.
Trying to give me a friggin' wet willy? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. You're kind of disgusting that way. You get waxy fingers.
I don't lick my finger after.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, we got formations of a big ass square box because I was contacted by a very large television company and they wanted heavy duty TV screen frames because so many people are breaking them. So this is all we got to do is build square boxes, and they're going to set their TV screens inside. But they said these are for big ass TVs. This sumbitch is 10 feet.
Are you on drugs?
Yup.
What are you smoking?
Whatever it is that you're giving me. You're the one that went to the city and got drugs the other day. Damn cheap ones.
Right.
Right, okay, it's not, well, it looks like it's a square box, but it's not for a TV screen. Beginning stages of a small animal shelter. We built a small animal transport box, which actually I am seriously considering putting styrofoam in the roof, and I can put a heater in that sumbitch and it would double up as a calf warming box.
This is my box.
No, it's not. I know what your box looks like.
You were not stealing this from me. This is mine.
I'm going to put that in the barn, and that's where your calf is going to go come January.
If it's alive.
Hey, you can't talk like that. That's not nice. Anyways, so yeah, we ordered pigs. We got 3 piggies coming, and I want to build a shelter for them. But I told CP I'm not building it just for the pigs. I want it to be a dual purpose, dual use. So we're going to build it basically like I do my calf shelters, but the inside, we're going to line the inside somehow so they can't blow the friggin' walls out of it. Mind you, they won't be 500 pounds when we butcher them.
Where did you get that?
Either. You bought her. You picked her, not me.
Well, I'd rather chew on a stick than my house.
She hasn't come on the deck since. She got a massive licking because she decided it was a good idea to chew on the brick mold around the friggin' door of the house. Damn dog. All of these CP pets, all they do is cost me money.
Pardon me?
Between dogs in the house, like crazy. Got rid of the kids, and then she loads the house up with dogs.
It's called nesting. So I'm told.
Somebody bring me drugs. Quick. I'm going to need them real fast here. Yeah. Nesting. Okay. I don't know what the fuck you're smoking, but anyways.
Nothing. Okay, come on.
So, yeah, this is the beginning stages. We more or less got half the steel cut, so I got to get to town and get welding, and she needs to get to town and get your ass busy. Like, I need steel cut.
Give me some measurements, dude.
8 feet, tip to tip.
This shit.
Tip to tip. I need I need 5 pieces, 8 feet long, tip to tip. Can you handle it? Can you? Later, guys. Well, there's the basic concept of her. Couple 3 hours, and from not having any steel cut to having more or less the main frame done. We got one more piece of steel to put in the roof, right in the middle, from middle there to there. And then I got to put all my tabs on for where our 2x6 and 2x4s will go for the metal cladding. And I got to weld all the undersides underneath here, so we saddle welded all of our up and downs. But for the rooftop, these 3 pieces, we're just going to press them. And the bottom cross members across the very bottom. This one is going straight down onto the floor, so we're not having a gap or skids on it to pull it. Just a little bit different. And that way, if we get piggies, well, we ordered 3, so they can't get underneath of the son of a bitch on the ends. Anyway, this is the beginning. We'll see what it looks like in another day. Talk to you later. Water puddles. Yeah, all day rain yesterday, all night last night. We're pushing almost ½ inch over the last 2.5 days so far, approximately. Morning, everybody. So there it is. We're, what are we at? 9.5 mil, basically. 3/8 of an inch. Just about ½ inch. I'll take it. It's nice to see that it can rain. I know there's lots of places in this country that they might have got ½ inch, but that ½ inch is all it's doing is dampening the top edge, and there's nothing underneath for submoisture. So anyways, we got some feeding to do, and then we'll be back in the shop on our small animal shelter. So I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll bring you back a little later. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, she's tied up. She likes going behind the shop here and chasing the calves. Bad dog. Anyway, we're into this thing. So you'll see on this side there's only 2 pieces going up and down. Well, that's actually the bottom. That's the floor part, which doesn't get covered with anything. So where there's 3 there, that's the roof. And I run 2x4 strapping over the top. That's why there's 3 pipes. It'll give that 2x4 spanning 10 feet extra stability. So we got that all in place, and they're all welded up and down, top side, bottom side. Kind of had a major fuck up with that one. It looks like shit, but whatever. It's goose shit glued together good enough. I'm sure it'll hold. These other ones look decent enough. So yeah, the rooftop and the floor, we pressed them, and everything else is saddle welded or coped. So now I'm going to put it back upright, and we'll get to working on putting our clips in for where the 2x4s go. Having the winch in the shop makes a huge difference building stuff like this. Anyway, I'll bring you guys back a little bit later. Alrighty guys, so got all my little clips cut. So on the bottom we're gonna run 2x6. That's why it's a bigger one. In the middle, I put one in the middle for extra support on the bottom because they're gonna be pushing. Going from what the piggies did with the last shelter we had them in. The other difference is before I had the clip on the inside part of the steel, 2x4 on the outside. Now we're going to reverse it. So I won't be able to get a screw right in here unless I use like a self-drilling screw or pre-drill the hole, which I guess I can do, but got those all in. They're not in, they're tacked. So I got to make a few more for the rooftop, but I'm going to stop, go have some lunch. We might go look at a piece of equipment at Fort Capel, and then I'll get back at it after. Talk to y'all later. How about that, eh? What's that look like, guys? Does that look like a Kuhn hay rake SR 112? For you guys that have been following us for the last couple of years, you know I have one. You know I had one. I have one right now. It's a SR 112 G2. It's only 2 years old. It's brand new. Why? Well, 3 years old this year. Why do we got a brand new machine? Because for all the newcomers, our old machine was stolen. And there was a couple of things on our old machine that where I had fixed on it. So I know my machine. And I thought, holy shit, I got my machine, because the guy sent me pictures of areas that I specifically asked for. Look at this. These heifers look good. They look almost as good as mine. Actually, I like that black white face. Oh, she's a sweetheart. There's another one. There's some really pretty looking ladies out here. Anyways, there's a pile of them. Holy jumpers. But this is Springbrook Farms here at Fort Capel. So like I was saying, I thought I had my machine. And then I get here and I check the serial number, and you can tell that it hasn't been replaced. And yeah, it's not my machine. the little bit of fixing they did on it, it looked like it's in the same spot as mine, but nope, no cigar. So, okay, let's get home. We're not going home with a rake, so let's get home and go back to work on that machine or that shelter. Talk to y'all later. Now I'm recording, babe. So yeah. Low battery. It'll shut off in 15 minutes. All the clips are in. So that's 6-inch for 2x6. Everything else is 2x4. So from the bottom, 36 inches up. We'll put one in all the way around. Then at the top. And then on the rooftop, it's every 2 feet. So we're ready for lumbers. And it's just one bolt on the 2x4s. Let's get after it. Alrighty guys, after monkeying around and looking for friggin' bolts that I thought I had and found out I don't, I was going to use carriage head 2.5, go from this side out, but then the friggin' bolt was sticking way too far out. And I don't got 2-inch. If I had 2-inch, I might be okay. Maybe. Because a 2-inch standard bolt is just barely long enough. And then you put a flat washer and the nut on it, and it just grabs. Where if I had a carriage head from this side, the wood side, going the other direction, I eliminate the washer because we got a big steel plate, and you give it a whack so the square part of the head embeds. So you see that? The square part? It'll embed in the wood and grab and hold itself. And then it sticks out a little bit farther. But when I put this sumbitch in, there's like that much of the bolt sticking out, and I didn't want that for the tin on the outside. So, anyway, after fighting with that for I don't know how long, trying to find bolts in this shop of ours that we didn't find what we were looking for, then I said, okay, let's build the friggin' front. So, the front frame is on. This is not perfectly straight. This is straight. This is not. So it just touches there. Oh, there's the chicken egg lady. 4? Yeah. And I could have had it shifted over just ever so slightly because I do have room on this side. But what is this? Well, the whole idea here is if it's really hot, to cut the sunlight from getting inside and give them access. So, see here? And if it's cooler and you want more sunlight in, just go like that. It allows more sunlight in. Or, watch yourself, babe.
Yeah, that's not happening. As it comes
Flip it up.
Head.
That's as far as it'll go because it'll be hitting the roof
It's not gonna
at this
stay.
point. Not in a windy day, it won't, because the wind will grab that and flip it shut.
It won't. It'll, yeah.
And so yeah, but that's where that goes right there. So CP and I were just talking. I was going to put tin on it. And she said, if you're using it for a calf shelter, don't put tin on it, because the cows, they'll find that little bit of a sharp edge and they'll be rubbing, and they'll just destroy the tin on it.
And then the cows
So,
cut themselves.
and then the calves could cut themselves on it. Their hide won't be as thick as a cow's hide. So we'll probably just put plywood on it. And if I know my wife, it'll get stained the color of that box. Right? And then I'll put my brand on it. You got to get the branding irons here so I could finish that box. Finish your box. I want to brand your box.
I got cows to brand, but it's raining.
It's not supposed to be raining tomorrow.
I
So,
thought it was all week.
no. So anyway, that's done. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Tomorrow I'll get the bolts and we can get all the strapping installed. That piece of tin right there is for the back wall. That's a heavy bastard. It's like 24 gauge versus 29 gauge. And then for the end walls, CP and I were discussing we might just get a heavy plywood and put that on the end walls. Anywho, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good one. We'll catch you all later.